Hey y'all, hey, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Nephtara Grace. If you're new, welcome in. If you've been here before, what's up, fam? Welcome back. You know what it is. You know what it is. Oh my god, y'all. The vibes are so spicy. It's lit up over here. It's one of the reasons I'm not on, like, my face isn't on camera today, because I gotta try. I'm trying to behave myself already. It's all Aries over here. That's what's happening. I started making an Aries playlist. If you want to listen to it, go on Instagram. Shoot me a message in my DMs. It's fire. It's over 3 hours long already. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the whole year is Aries season. I might celebrate my birthday all goddamn year. If you're in Aries, I need you to rig up with me, because this is what it is out here. Okay, look. Okay. Again, I'm gonna try to keep a filter on it for this reading, but we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. Right off the top, I'm gonna let y'all, and I think I might start doing this. I think I might start telling y'all what I'm teaching my kids every week, because I feel like y'all need it too. Like, my kids are 7 and 9. You know, they're young. They're new. They knew. Not really. Well, my daughter's old. She knows she old. She knows she ancient. She asked me the other day, Mom, what ancient culture did I come from? She straight up asked me that. And I was like, you're Mayan, baby. You're Mayan. So that's where you came from, boo. That's where you came from. And my son he's just straight from the angelic realms. You know, what can I say? They're my kids. I got one from above and one from below, because it's me, baby. So anyway, I think I'm going to start letting y'all in on what I'm teaching the kids, because I feel like some of y'all don't know these basic lessons either. And I'm saying that with all the love, okay? Because the number of people who run up in my life, who run up in my energy, like they're somehow going to do what I'm doing. Like they're going to take something from me that I was born with. Listen, I don't even want to get into it too deeply in this particular reading, but let me put it like this. This the lesson for the week. Read the fine print. Read the fine print. So for my kids, I use the example of Candy Cane Lane. Do y'all know Candy Cane Lane is a newer Christmas movie out on Prime? It's got Eddie Murphy in it. It's so fucking funny. If you haven't watched it, I don't care if it's Christmas or not, watch it. Candy Cane Lane, read the fine print, okay? For those of you who are like, I don't like Eddie Murphy. I mean, who the hell doesn't like Eddie Murphy? But maybe you're that person. Maybe you just don't like funny black men. I don't know. You can go back to The Little Mermaid. You can go back to Jodie Benson singing I Want to Be Part of Your World, okay? Back, was that 94? I don't know. I could be wrong. 90-something. You can go back to Little Mermaid. Her and Ursula. Read the fine print. Now, why is this the lesson for the kids right now? And obviously also your lesson too. Because I see people out there offering Learn Tarot. Now listen, I might actually offer Tarot 101 for those of you who are qualified. Please understand what I'm saying. Do you know any course that I offer, all the work that I do, if you get on my website where it says mentorship or something like that, I'm very clear. I mentor people who are naturally gifted, okay? You can't come over here and I'm going to teach you because you feel like it. That's not, no. That's not decent or in order. Y'all remember that shit from the 80s? Decent and in order. Anyway, if you know, you know. It's a lot of people out here saying you can get a certificate in this or a certificate in that. And yes, you can. That does not mean that you have the capacity to carry out that work on a professional level. Do you understand what I'm saying? Can you get that? Okay. Listen, I am a psychic, a medium, a tarot reader, a shaman. I'm a lot more than that, and I don't talk about it for a reason. There's a lot of copycats out here. Let me break this down. I'm also an amateur photographer. Did you hear those words? Amateur photographer. Did I say professional photographer? No. Guess what? I've taken classes. I've had my photographs published in anthologies more than once. I'm still not a professional photographer. Can you hear what I'm saying to you today out loud? You gotta know what you are and what you are not, who you are and who you are not. And don't be ashamed of who you are. Own who you are. Own the space you stand in. Own the space you come from. And stay the fuck out of other people's lanes, boo. I would not ever get up on nothing and try to get somebody to pay me to be their photographer for nothing. And I've taken classes and I'm published. My photo has been published. I'm not a professional photographer. I don't even play one on TV. So that's photography. Please understand, please understand, and I need y'all to overstand the number of people who are out here in these spiritual streets because they got a certificate saying that they're a healer, because they got a certificate saying they're a shaman, because they went to a class to learn how to read tarot, and now they're going to read your tarot. Baby, no. No. Let me tell you something. I was born into tarot. If you understand what tarot really is, you know exactly what I'm saying. I got awakened to it early enough in my life, it scared the shit out of me. This is me being completely honest with you. I had an experience in my early 20s when all of my gifts came online. Somewhere on the internet, you can find my an interview or biography from me. I got interviews with people from all over the internet. You just look for it. So some of you may have heard this before, but I all of my gifts fully activated when I was 21, and it was wild. Like I freaked out. And everybody around me was freaking out because I had no control. It was just like, boom, spirit exploded in my life. And I was very fortunate that I ended up, I was living in Atlanta at the time, and I ended up finding someone to mentor me. It's one of the reasons I offer mentorship myself, because I'm very clear about how valuable it is to have a mentor who knows what the hell is going on. When your gifts come online, and if you're naturally gifted, you need someone to help guide you. Okay. And so my mentor was really great. Probably saved my life, to be honest. Helped me to learn to channel the energy, focus it, and to use it properly. I had to let you sit with that for a moment. I learned how to use my energy and my gifts properly. I had a really great mentor. Okay. And for those of you who want to play funny, my mentor was a white man. Yep. That's why you don't see. I love black. I love being black. I'm all about blackness. And I have gotten a lot of value from other cultures, from other people, because my own ancestry is so multi-ethnic. Okay. So you won't hear me come out and just like flat out deny it. I just don't do that. I do ask people to stay in their lane, because that's just safety. Okay. So anyway, I did a year and a day with my mentor, and that's what I offer, a year and a day if you want to have me as your mentor. It's the old school way. And I learned over that year that I was naturally gifted in astrology and tarot, and also energy healing, right? Like, and also other things that I'm not going to mention here for safety reasons, okay? Astrology and tarot. Well, I walked out of that situation like, well, I'm going to go do astrology. I started studying astrology at 16, but it wasn't until 21 that I began to get formally trained in being an astrologer for others. And yes, I do offer astrology readings. You get on my website, there it is, okay? I do consider myself a professional astrologer. There you go. Tarot. I was so gifted in tarot, it scared the shit out of me, and I did not really and truly pick up a tarot deck, either for myself or someone else, for another, gosh, it'd be 5 years before I got a deck and read it for myself. And even then, I didn't like how accurate I was, so I put it away again. And then Spirit had me make my own tarot deck when I was 31 years old. And I was like, I made it, and I put it to the side because it's too accurate. It was scaring me. You guys know I'm in the 4th decade of my life, halfway through this 4th decade, and I was born to this. I have ancestors who slung cards. You see what I'm saying? So when I read tarot for you, it's not because Judy from down the way told me I should be. No, that ain't what happened. This is a gift that I was born with, that I ran from because the accuracy freaked me out. Okay? I read tarot for people online. I'm a psychic advisor for people online, and I'm constantly spooking people out in their personal readings with how accurate I am. That accuracy does not come from a certificate or a course that I took. Now, I'm saying this because you got to watch out for people who are out here saying, oh, no, I had a dream. And that. Nope, don't do it. All right, let's find out what we're actually talking about out here. Othila, that was your public service announcement for today. Fayhue, Rado, these looking familiar. And Issa, okay. So it's something about the time being right now. This is right now. Some type of inheritance is due right now. So payout. This is, let me see. Let me get a theme out here. What is this? Holy Spirit, archangels, ascended masters, guides and goddesses, legions of light, and your protection as a channel messages for the tribe. Show me what I need to see and tell me what I need to know. So I can support the tribe as we live, learn, thrive, and grow as well. So and so it is because it is so. Let's get one more because that's a change. It's given the death card, but I'm feeling a tower. Okay, with the runes that came out, it's saying death, but it's given tower. Let me get one more. What are we talking about today? Something's changing now. The moon. Oh shit. Okay. Oh Lord. Okay. Okay. Y'all, my driveway is still like, it's ice. Oh, it's ice. And so I need to get out yesterday, and I called an Uber because anyway. So I messaged the Uber, I'll meet you at the top of the driveway. Okay. Now I had a friend come by the other day and give me a ride to the store, but my friend has a truck, so I was like, all right, well, it's thought out a little bit more, and Uber should be able to make it. Baby, when I tell you your girl was 30 minutes out there digging that Uber out of the snow and ice at the top of my driveway, no lies being told here. Finally, this man riding down the street in his truck stops, pulls over, sees me with the shovel. He's like, can I help? So, and listen, the Uber driver had one leg. Y'all, if I'm lying, I'm flying. My Uber driver had one leg. He'd had a motorcycle accident where, like, I guess a semi hit him when he was on a motorcycle, lost a leg. So he's all embarrassed because he's like, I would help, but I only have one leg. It was fine because he at least had a snow shovel in his trunk, right? So I'm out there shoveling out the Uber. Here comes this man. He stops. He takes a shovel from me. We're both shoveling. We're trying to get this Uber out. Now, there's people coming up and down the road, right? I'm trying to wave them around and also trying to guide the Uber driver on how to back out. Now, we're just at the top of my driveway. But he was driving one of those Chevy Equinoxes. His tires couldn't get traction. So he would go to back out, he'd floor it, but it would start spinning his front tires. And he was, Lord, y'all, I would have videoed it, but it wasn't, for entertainment purposes. It was for real. So now I'm out in the middle of the street trying to make people stop and slow down so that we can get this guy out of the top of the driveway. So finally I tell the guy, because, one woman, two men, I'm like, listen, he's not going to be able to go backwards. We've been at this for 35, 40 minutes. He can't go backwards. Tell him he's going to have to go forward. And I tell the guy helping me to tell the Uber driver, because I know how men can be. Y'all get offended if you want to, but y'all know men don't like to hear shit from a woman, okay? So I'm like, no, I'm going to tell this man, because we are here shoveling snow together, okay? And then he can go tell the other man. So I said, tell him he's going to have to pull forward. He's going to have to drive over this snowbank that's still, it'll make it. I'm a psychic. I know what the fuck I'm saying, right? So the guy looks at me, he goes, okay. So I back up. I back all the way up from the car, go stand literally, y'all, in the middle of the street, telling people like I'm a doggone traffic cop, right? Okay, so flagging people, waving them around, stopping people, no whistle, just out in the street, because come on. So anyway, dude finally gets what I'm saying. He sees there's no traction happening, and he's like, listen, he tells the Uber driver, go forward. Now the Uber driver is freaking out. I can't. The guy's like, just do it, just floor it, just gun it, go forward. So now I've got traffic backed up behind me. I am standing in the street facing traffic saying stop, like I'm dang Frosty the Snowman. Okay, can you picture it? Meanwhile, Uber driver is now spun in a circle and finally gets his back tires to where he can get a little bit of traction, floors it. And when I tell you he boops right over that snowbank onto the road, just like I knew he would. Right? So then the guy who stopped to help said, all right, there we go. And I looked at him and I said, thank you for being a human. Thank you for stopping. Thank you for helping, because he didn't have to. Complete stranger. He's like, absolutely. Have a great day. Hands me back the shovel. I throw it in the back of the Uber, wave to the 30 cars lined up behind me. No cap. Jump in the Uber. Let's roll. Okay. We were going in the wrong direction, so we had to turn around anyway. But when I tell you, by the time that Uber flipped around, there were literally 30 cars backed up behind us. Why am I telling you this story? Because I think it's important that you know there's still some good people out there. There's still strangers who'll stop and help you. No questions asked. Just decent people. Please do not give up on humanity. Please do not give up on humanity. Please, I know if you're in this country, I know it's really shitty right now. Listen, there was somebody who came up behind that whole situation I just shared with you about and started honking their horn and like yelling curse words. And, you know, we all just ignored them because clearly you're blind and ignorant. If you think honking your horn and cursing at us is going to make us shovel faster or get this car, so finally the car drove around because guess what? It could drive around. There's always going to be an asshole. There's always going to be a jerk. Unfortunately, that's just because God likes diversity in flowers and humans, okay? So, some people are dumb. Some people are ignorant and they're jerks. You don't have to be that person, and not everybody is that person. I remember before the storm hit, I channeled something like help your neighbor, be prepared to help your neighbor, be prepared to either give or receive help. I'm super blessed that I was able to receive support like that from a complete stranger, okay? Death in the moon. I'm going to tell you right now, this is tea. I don't know whose tea this is, but something that you didn't see is changing. Isn't that wild? Gathering around the power of community. Wasn't I just talking about that? Balancing out. Number 11, right? I say, okay. This is, give me one more. Ride the wave. 14. There's been a shift. Now, I can feel it in the air, but this is giving, there's something that you didn't, it's something behind the scenes changed. Let me tell you what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like, okay, you guys know, okay, I said it a couple times when I was sharing about my own life. You guys know I share about the gifts that I have, and then I have gifts that you don't know anything about, right? Because that's personal to me and my life, okay? This right here is giving, there's something that you don't know anything about, that it changed. So this reading is likely going to give, this reading is likely going to give you some insight, both into what you didn't know about and what changed, okay? Uzumi, humor, laughter. you need it. The Bible says laughter does a heart good like medicine. To me, that's another way of saying one of the best tools of alchemy that we have is humor. Tears also alchemize, but humor alchemizes so beautifully. My mom was that kind of person. She taught me to laugh through the hard times in particular, not just laugh when something's funny, laugh when something is difficult. It gives me a sense of strength the way she taught it to me. To be fair, we have balancing act up here, right? Number 11, something is balancing out. I told you, something you can't see is shifting. Listen, let's get into the tarot because this is something. Let me get, which one? Okay. Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Poel, my crew. I love y'all so much. All right. Split the deck, the 9 of coins, Knight of wands, and the hangman. Okay, so somebody's giving into their passion. Starting off with the Justice card. What? Okay, so 2 of Cups, Knight of Cups, and the Hierophant. Damn. Ace of Cups. Okay. So somebody was resisting something? That can happen. That can happen. I think especially when you've been through so much bad, it can be challenging to accept what's good. I had a moment this morning where I was crying. I found this video on YouTube. It was a letter to America from a man in Germany. Oh my God, crying the whole time. I'm going to sum it up. Never again is now. That's what I'm going to say. I cried for the whole entire video, just in tears. One, that somebody from another country would care enough to write a letter to us as Americans about what we're experiencing over here and stand in solidarity with us as we stand for our freedom and our sovereignty. Okay? And look, it's like, I think if anybody knows what it's like to be treated badly, You know, people in Germany have an idea. You know, American Indians like myself, we have an idea. What we call Black Americans, we have an idea. But this whole vibe is giving somebody who maybe was resisting change in their life. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, I can't make it up. Maybe they're resisting change and now they're not. But this Ace of Cups is like, the Ace of Cups is really your ability to receive love, not just give love. Receive love in the Ace of Cups. See how it's being poured into the vessel? The Emperor. Wow. Okay. I feel something forming here, but let's get some more cards out before I just read this up and down. But I can tell you right now, an Emperor is, and it's not a change of heart. This would be more of a thaw out. This would be more like an icy heart thawed out than a change of heart. So this isn't an Emperor who didn't love someone. This is someone maybe who experienced a lot of heartache, a lot of pain, a lot of struggle. And then when love came around again, they're like, I don't think so. I don't think so. But this is exactly, what their justice is. Page of Wands, yeah. Page of Wands and the King of Wands. Damn. With the Emperor, damn. Okay, big Aries energy out here. I know from experience, how easy it is to resist something good because we've already had so much bad. Again, as a Black woman in America, I've definitely had my fair share of bullshit. And look, the story I shared earlier, I'm out here shoveling, snow from behind the tires of an Uber driver who, by the way, I get in the car after doing all that shoveling. And you know what the Uber driver says to me? I almost didn't come pick you up. I was like, this motherfucker. I just shoveled your car out, bro. What the fuck? And I left him a message, don't come down the driveway, Anyway, he ended up being a boss, actually did a round trip for me. So I tipped him really good because I appreciate that. Man, that one leg, come on. Anyway, but yeah, like it's easy to go through so much pain, to be treated so poorly, and then when somebody comes around treating you well, you're like, is this a joke? What do you want? Right? Like, what do you want? What do you want from me? And that's the vibe I'm getting from this Emperor. This is someone who had been through a lot, and love came calling, and they're like, yeah, but what does it want? I'm laughing, but it's not funny. I get it. I was totally unprepared for a stranger to stop and take that shovel out of my hands and do it. I never saw that shit coming. I was tucked in. I guess I'll be shoveling snow from behind the Uber and I'll pay extra shit. Anyway, but this is like recognizing that there's a new path ahead. This Emperor, King of Wands is recognizing this isn't exactly how things have to go. Now, this is happening behind the scenes, so you don't know what I tell y'all. It's a tower. That's what I said. I said it says death, but I feel it's a tower. It's a tower. Because this was unexpected. Death is inevitable, but let me tell you, this Emperor didn't know this change was going to happen, but it was inevitable. It's like night following day. Eventually this snow is going to melt. That's how this was. This Emperor may have had an ice cold heart. Listen, Elsa, sit down. But it's thawed out. The Emperor didn't see it coming. Really didn't. Now, I'm also picking up that what's interesting is this is actually what this Emperor wanted. But maybe they didn't think they could have it. It's just a bit of an Eight of Swords thing coming through. Seven of Pentacles. Because of, I guess what they've been through in the past. Ace of Swords, yeah. It is weird being a psychic and a tarot reader, because sometimes I will see the cards ahead of time, but the way my gifts interact with each other, it's wild, y'all. I live in a very wild place. It is a bit like a jungle. It's like a Lisa Frank jungle where I live. Yes, that is correct. Yes, yes, yes. Not mad about it. I'm like the Black Panther in the Lisa Frank world. That actually sums up my life very well. Yeah, this emperor now can see things clearly, though. There's something, I'm telling you. So I don't know, though. Hold on. Was this eight of cups? Was this a limiting belief or somebody? So now I'm picking up some type of page of swords. Somebody was saying some shit. Something was stuck. Ace of Swords, Eight of Wands reversed. So they could see they were stuck. Give me this Eight of Wands reversed, please. Coming out here with this Ace of Swords. The Hermit. Okay. Tell me more. Clarify that down with Chariot. I'm telling you, it's almost like this emperor picked up on that they were fighting against themselves, that they were not going against the grain. Ooh, not going against the grain, but going against their gain. This emperor determined that their resistance to this new path, this open road, this new path, it specifically, this emperor recognized that their unwillingness to receive love was going against their ability to receive anything. Okay, listen carefully, y'all. If you can't receive love, it's difficult for you to receive anything. Money, a new job, opportunities. You got to get, love is such a high vibration that if you can't receive that vibration, it really sets the tone for what you can and will receive. So if you can't receive a high vibration like love, then the universe has no choice but to offer you a lower vibration. You don't want that. You don't want that. That's why you have to be really, and I said this in one of my shorts. You have to be really mindful. The battlefield is your mind, but the prize is your heart. Once your heart gets frozen and it shuts down, you have no choice but to live a low vibrational reality. You have no choice. That's why despite all the pain and suffering and bullshit I've been through, I take great care to maintain an open and fervent heart space. I make it my business to maintain my ability to love. My ability to love is how I manifest my dream reality every day of my life. And it has nothing to do with the last jackass or that asshole over there. No. See, this is when it really works for you to know what's yours and what's not yours. So many times we get in and out of these relationships and we get left with our ex-partner's bullshit and we think it's ours. Baby, that's not your shit. Put it down. You got to keep your heart open. That's the flex. That's the real flex out here, is moving with an open heart chakra. Baby. That's it. That's everything. That's everything. It's everything. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. Because, listen, it's always some closed-hearted jackanape trying to convince you that you don't need love. Don't listen to him. Do not listen to that fool. Do not. There is nothing more important than love. If that weren't true, the scriptures would say God is money. God is time. God is this. God is love. Einstein figured that out. I mean, come on now. So it's like this emperor got like, oh my gosh, my inability to receive love is literally going to stop me from receiving everything I want in life. What else? I didn't want to do a long reading, but I guess there's a lot of sharing in this one for some reason. Here's that Eight of Swords I was talking about. Like, Eight of Swords situation. So, like, so this guy was lying to himself. This Emperor, and you take what resonates. Devil at the bottom of the deck. The Devil and the Eight of Swords go together like white on rice. I swear to God. Take what resonates. You know, the Emperor in Tarot is Aries. I'm an Aries. Hell, you know what I mean? So when I see an Emperor card, it could be me. Don't do the gender thing. Oh, she says Emperor, so it's not me. No, it could be you. Could be you. Gotta take what resonates. Knight of Coins, the Magicians. Wow. It's also given that it's like this person, and now this I definitely relate to. You know how you might pray or you're trying to manifest something and it takes so long that you give up on it. I feel like that's just what happened to this Emperor. Like something took so long, they gave up on it, and then when it showed up, they didn't recognize it. But now they're starting to put two and two together and make a whole picture here. Like, oh wait, this has to do with that, and this and that is connected, and that and that and that are connected. There's neurons are firing, synapses are being connected. You know, the shaman in me is like, you can do mushrooms. Ten of Wands and the Death. Wow. Magician, Ten of Wands, and the Death. Ten of Wands talks about something that is a great responsibility. And death, of course, is that inevitable transformation, that shift, that change that is inevitable. Now, the second run we're going to do is the Moon. And this Moon card says, something may not be as it seems to be. Look closely, check, don't assume. Isn't that exactly what she's doing in this Death card, though? Something is not what it appears to be. And so she's going to look closely and check, isn't she? Mm-hmm. This is happening. Let me get... You want to keep the same deck? All right. Keep the same deck to run this Death down. 4 of Cups. Okay, so now we got a shift, and it's like something that was a burden. There's now a shift. So whatever this Emperor was thinking was going to be a problem or too much to handle is what I'm hearing. Something was going to be too much. They have it now. They've shifted. They don't think it's going to be too much. And now we have a 4 of Cups. So now we have that's a King of Swords and an Ace of Swords. That's what it is. Somebody was wearing a mask. Somebody was pretending. And in doing so, they were hurting themselves. The Fool. They were pretending, but it's like they want to start over with the truth. It's like King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And the Strength card. Okay. Leo energy. Yeah, somebody... It's like somebody... Ten of Cups and the King of Cups. Damn. It's like somebody wants to start over again, but on the right foot this time. It's like they however things started, it wasn't really them. That's not accurate, but it's true. But it's not accurate. What's accurate is however things started, they were hiding who they were. They were coming off one way. They were coming off maybe intimidating and scary, right? They were like they were trying to push away, trying to dissuade. Yes, dissuade, discourage, and dissuade. So they were coming across. Somebody said like grumpy bear. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Yeah, but that's really what it is. But it's like it's wild because they were wearing a mask and it had them in the Four of Cups. You know the story of the Chinese emperor, that's an emperor by the way, and the nightingale. So this emperor is looking for something to help him sleep. Nothing. He can't sleep. He can't sleep. He can't sleep. And so he has all these fancy sleeping draughts from his royal healers and this and that and the other. And the whole time it's this nightingale, this plain natural nightingale who sings a song that sings in his sleep every night. That's what he needed. But he didn't get it at first. He didn't want to acknowledge it at first because he's like, no, these fancy, shiny, expensive things that I am surrounded by should be enough for me. I've invested a great deal of money and that should be enough. But it's not. It's just not. Give me something else on it. So now somebody wants to start over again because they've had this. It's a transformation. It's not an epiphany. Something shifted inside of them. I'm telling you. Five of Coins. Straight to the Five of Coins. Now, what is this about? Who's in the Five of Coins? Did they put themselves there or what? Three of Wands. That's that Eight of Swords energy. Okay, so this person had put themselves into some type of isolation. Yeah, they take themselves out of society. They took themselves away from everybody because they're hurt. And they've been walking around with this grumpy face mask on. Leave me alone. I'm hurt. Okay. But now they see something possible for themselves. Now they see like, wait a minute, I can actually have what I want. I can go for it. If I reach, I'm going to make it. That is a massive transformation. Listen, to go from the Five of Coins to the Three of Wands is a huge transformation. It's huge. Do you understand? This is, I'm down, I'm out, there's nothing I can do, I'm poor, I'm broke, I'm sick, life will never be better. This is, if I don't give up, I can make it. This is a very, very different mindset. And then the Six of Swords on top of that. So if this person is going after peace, they're seeing that they can have it. They can go from this burdensome Ten of Wands energy that we left them in, and on the other side of that Death card, to the Six of Swords. That's beautiful. This is a beautiful reading. I'm really happy for whoever this is. I'm drinking hot chocolate, by the way. The sun is out, but it's not melting the snow in my driveway. FYI. FYI. I love the hot chocolate I make. I did add cayenne to this one. Listen, this is beautiful. My intention is being drawn to this gathering around the power of community. So I don't know. I'm going to tell you right now. I feel like this person had some people telling them something that wasn't true or wasn't helpful or something. I'm just going to throw that out there. Queen of Coins at the bottom of the deck. Here's the Sun. And it was keeping them in their head, keeping them in that Eight of Swords. But here's the Sun after the Six of Swords landing on top of the Death. No, this person has absolute enlightenment. They are crystal effing clear now that they can have what they want. And that they're... Hold on. This Taiwan Injustice. What else about this Sun card? Nine of Swords. Oh, shit. Okay. See, I was wondering about that. That's why I stopped. Yeah. Nine of Swords, Two of Cups. See, that's the thing. They see now what's true. They're very clear now, but now there's a concern that they didn't. Page of Coins. That they may have missed an opportunity. Two of Cups, Page of Coins. After that Nine of Swords. Queen of Coins with the Queen of Coins, yeah. Because the Queen of Coins has her ish together on her own. That's why she's the Queen of Coins, right? Like she, the Queen of Coins can get it out the mud. It's the earth element. Okay, unlike the other queens, the Queen of Coins is a very interesting energy. depending on how the read goes, this is a woman who actually does magic. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Different from the Queen of Cups, who can do magic as well. The Queen of Coins has that elemental magic. Like, she can alchemize. We were saying that last reading. She can turn crap into diamonds, right? That's the Queen of Coins energy. And so now we have this emperor who's fully awake between the death, the tower, and the sun. This is one woke motherfucker right here. I'm telling you, this person's awake, wide awake. I heard not going back to sleep. But they have some concern with this Nine of Swords. They've missed an opportunity. Two of Swords. Mm-hmm. That's the energy I was picking up earlier. What's that? Two of Coins. See? Damn. Give me this another one. Two of Coins, Ten of Coins. Holy shit. This person is worried they might have missed out on. It seems like a connection that would be everything for them because they were busy going back and forth. Mm-hmm. You guys, I don't think we honor Montezuma enough for drinkable chocolate. I think we should just stop for a moment and shade to the ancestors for hot chocolate. Anyway. Well, I mean, is it too late? We want to know. The Devil and the Ace of Coins. See, I told y'all that this is a real concern. Effing afraid that they missed out on this Ace of Coins. Shit. Because now they recognize this is their Ten of Coins. This is... Let me tell you something. I'm going to say this again. If you can't receive love, you can't receive nothing. And so all these people out here telling me some, look, I love Iggy Azalea. She's got that song, Fuck Love, Give Me Diamonds. It's such a cute song. It's not in reality. That's what's wrong with the world we see right now. People out here been trying to chase a bag with no love. So the world is fucked up. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have. So now this person may have had some really big financial goals, all the things you're going to do money-wise, but guess what? None of it's going to come to fruition if they can't receive. If you can't receive, how can you receive an opportunity? How can you receive a job? You can't receive anything if you can't receive. That's just common sense, ain't it? So now this person is actually factually afraid they've missed out on an opportunity. Because they were scared of the opportunity. Empress at the bottom of the deck. They were scared of it when it came. Six of Cups. Part of this person's problem, I don't want to say it just like that. Part of this person's problem was this, whatever this love opportunity was that they didn't want to open up to receive, very strong connection. Magnetic connection. Very strong. This person was not... it was so strong it actually pushed them away. I'm picturing somebody pulling away, actually physically moving away from the connection because it's so strong. Two of Wands. It's on top of Two of Cups in the Page of Coins. They want to focus on it now. They want to, Nine of Coins, they want to focus on it now because they see this is their everything. This is their wish fulfillment. This is, look at the Empress. That's a lot of cards. That's too many cards. Four of Swords, Empress. Yeah, they want to, oh my goodness. Eight of Coins. After the Nine of Coins, this Emperor now wants to give this their all. They're like, you know what? This is Seven of Coins, you guys. 9, 8, 7. I'm telling you, this person is like, this is where I need to be investing my time and energy. This is where I'm telling you, this person had an awakening, like an actual, the death, the tower, the sun, an actual awakening. They are awake now. So they now understand that if they want money, they need to actually open up to love. They got this. It's taking me back to Love versus Money, the album from The Dream years ago. It was so good. It's still so good. I've already done that with y'all on this channel. I can go back to that. But that's what this person, that's America's problem. It's the world's problem. Everybody's out here worried about money, but you don't have love. So even if you get money, you don't have the capacity to keep it. That's why they say, oh, easy come, easy go. But if you had love, money would come and it would stay. You know why? Because money vibrates at the frequency of gratitude, which is only a hair lower than love. You see what I'm saying? So if you can't receive love, baby, you can't receive money. I just quantum physics out here. Four wands at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to take y'all to school again. You know what they teach people in school these days. 6 of coins in the moon. We literally just did 9 of coins, 8 of coins, 7 of coins, 6 of coins. This is it. The moon. Talk about not knowing what you need until it's gone. Not knowing what you have until it's gone. Literally not knowing. That's why I started by saying, I'm going to start teaching y'all what I'm teaching my kids, because y'all don't know. Y'all missed all these basic lessons in manifestation, what it is to live in this realm. I'm from outside the realm. I happen to know the rules of your realm because I am an implant into your realm. But I'm looking around like, y'all live here and y'all don't even know how to shit work where you live. Y'all got to have a stranger like me from the outside come teach you how to live in your world. By the way, that's why I'm here. Because you live in a world where the people who created the construct on purpose and intentionally didn't teach you how to live inside the construct. I'm from outside the construct, so I'm gonna put you on game on how to live inside this construct. Okay? Me and my people been trying to get y'all to leave, but y'all don't want to leave what y'all create. That's fine. But in order to maintain galactic peace, we at least got to have you live within your construct safely. That's a PSA for somebody. So anyway. 9 of coins, 8 of coins, 7 of coins, 6 of coins. This person is not trying to lose anymore. They're not trying to be hindered or blocked by what they no longer know. Like what they don't know any longer, I should say. And they're tired of assuming that they know how something works when they really don't. I'm telling you, I feel it in my bones. Somebody said something crooked out here, okay? In this emperor's ear. At some point, I don't know where it came from. But that's a part of the 8 of Swords that this emperor had to release. Some negative talk about something. Maybe about what they deserve or what they could expect. I don't know. But now this emperor is fully awake to not only can they have what they want, but what it's going to take for them to have it. That's it. I'm going to leave the reading here. I hope it brought you clarity and confirmation. If you haven't already, hit the like button. Drop me a comment. Let me know if it resonated with you. If you like the vibe, absolutely subscribe. Turn on your post notifications so the next time I drop a read, it will show up in your feed. This reading is timeless, so whenever it finds you, it's meant for you. Simply take what resonates, leave the rest behind for the next person. In between now and the next time I drop a reading, trust your path, your process, and your purpose. Peace.